What is up, guys? This is a review of the iPhone 10. So we've had the iPhone 10 for about a week now in all of its glory. This has been a very exciting experience. So let's get right in with the review and I'm gonna tell you all about it. Let's begin with the design. This iPhone, I have to say, is hands down the best designed iPhone yet. With its all glass and stainless steel design, this is the first iPhone since the iPhone 4 and 4S to have that entire glass body on the device itself. As you look around the edges of the phone, you can see that this device is made with pristine precision. The stainless steel just shines no matter which way you turn this device. The camera, the body itself, the phone just looks so elegant with the way it's put together. Apple has always done a very good job with the design of these products. Now, as you're looking at the phone, you can tell the camera has changed from the horizontal to the vertical positioning now on the device. You can tell there's a notch at the top, the one piece everybody's talking about, besides the missing home button. Now, right off the bat, you may look at the phone and say, well, that phone's a lot smaller than the plus size phones, but it's also slightly bigger than your normal phones, say iPhone 7, iPhone 8. But what you need to look at is the screen size. Yes, the body shape is smaller because it is now a nearly bezel-less device compared to the plus size phones in the past, but the screen is larger than the 5.5, now at a 5.8 edge-to-edge display. With that said, it leads me into some firsts for the iPhone. This new iPhone is the first one with no home button involved, which means there's all new gestures to learn. I'll go over those in just a second. You do have the first iPhone here with the OLED display with True Tone technology built in. So you're gonna get crisp, clean, clear. This is the best display I've seen on a device yet, besides maybe the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Oddly enough, produced by Samsung, but it is a beautiful display. It is the first iPhone with Face ID, which I went over and showed you how to set up in my previous video, so be sure to subscribe and check that out down below. But let's go ahead with this. The notch at the top of the device. Most people were skeptical about the notch and it's gonna bother me. It's gonna be there all the time. You're always gonna notice it. It's gonna be very noticeable. But for me, I've actually haven't really noticed it that much. I've gotten used to it a little bit, and the more time went on over this last week, I've noticed myself finding the notch less and less obtrusive. Immediately, when you start watching videos, when you start going through content, you're going to notice that it automatically black bars everything on the sides. So it's basically like watching a video on an older iPhone. But of course, nobody bought the iPhone 10 to watch videos like we did on previous iPhones. You bought it to take full advantage of that nice 5.8-inch OLED display from edge to edge. So what you need to do is, if you zoom out just a little bit, it becomes full screen. So you get full screen video, except the only issue I have found here is it does make the notch a little more noticeable, but after a few seconds I tend to forget about it. And all it does is it crops your video. So now anything that's at the top and bottom, if there's content or words there, it will get cut off by the top and bottom of the device itself. So it doesn't just zoom into the content. What it does is it enlarges it, and you're missing out on something on top and bottom. I hope that's something that's fixed in the future with a software update. But other than that, the full screen real estate while you're watching videos is incredible. I have had no issues with watching the video in the cropped full screen position, or even with the black bars on the side. But that notch, I haven't found it to be a problem. I'm sure they'll fix it on the next generation or two. Next up, we're gonna get into the home button. What I've noticed over the last week is getting used to gestures and not having a home button on this device. The gestures have been really easy to adjust to. It almost feels like it is a phone that's up to date and futuristic. Now going back to another iPhone that has a home button almost seems archaic. Like, the home button shouldn't even be there. To me, the home button's just feeling cheap now. Even if it was that fake home button that you had on the 7 Plus or the 8 and 8 Plus, it's not really a button anymore. It's just kind of mimicked with the vibrations. but it still seems archaic to me and a little old. With this new gestures, swiping up from the bottom to go home, it really makes a difference. I think it makes things a lot smoother, I feel like. In my other videos, I did touch on some of the gestures, but I'll recap them really quick for you here in the review. So now to access your control center, instead of swiping up from the bottom, since that takes you home, you're gonna swipe down from the right-hand side. To get notifications, you're still gonna swipe from the top down, but it's gonna be either from the center of the device or from the left-hand corner of the device. One complaint I do have about the notifications is that Apple, you really need to combine them so you don't get 12 different Twitter notifications. Instead, just say, notification from Twitter 12. Now you're using this entire screen, but it's loaded with Twitter updates. So another new gesture to learn is with this missing home button, how do you access multitasking and swipe through your apps? Well, this time you're gonna swipe up from the bottom and you're gonna pause for a second, and then you're gonna see access to all your multi applications that are open. You can swipe left and right to scroll through them, and in order to exit them out, you're gonna tap and hold on them just for a second until you see the little minus sign appear, and then swipe up. And that goes ahead and gets rid of your applications and closes them completely. There's also another way to access your applications, and that's by just swiping at the bottom where that little swipe bar is. You can swipe left or right and access them that way as well. I found this to be very quick, very easy to get used to. Next up, I'm gonna talk about the next biggest thing is the camera system on this phone. It has all new front-facing cameras and rear-facing cameras on this device. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple shots and video of the back-facing cameras on this phone to get you a little idea of what 4K and 24 frames per second looks like, along with some slow-mo video. And then I'm also gonna show you some pictures that I've taken, both in low light and out in the daylight. So take a second and check out these shots. As you see in these shots, it is getting crystal clear video and crystal clear pictures. I love the photography on this phone. I love the new camera system that they have built in. And 24 frames per second for video now gives it that extra smooth butteriness that you're looking for when it comes to shooting film or videos like this in order to upload to YouTube. I must say the new low light system on this device as well that you're looking at is incredible. It's really done well. I have taken some pictures here without the flash and some with the flash, and I have to say the ones without the flash look better in low light than the ones with the flash do. So let's go ahead and get into the portrait mode. On the front-facing camera now, they do have these new portrait modes on the front with stage lighting, natural lighting, in addition to contour lighting and studio lighting. All great effects. If you go ahead and check them out, you swipe through, you can see the different lighting effects and how when you swipe, it changes the light on your face slightly. And then you get to the stage lighting, which you can do either in color and it blacks out the background, like this shot here, or you can do it in black and white and black out the background as well, like this shot over here. Now I do have one small complaint. I don't know if this is with the camera system itself or if it's just a software glitch, something that I have noticed whilst taking video and picture on occasion. It's rare that I've noticed it, but sometimes when I go to take a video or take a picture, when you see that shutter flick and you know that, hey, it's got the shot, I've noticed that in some cases it hasn't been saving it. When I go back into my photos to look at it, it's not there. The picture's gone, the video's gone. So it's kind of irritating. I'm not sure if that's something they can fix with a software update. Then again, maybe it's just me. I don't know. I restarted my phone a few times. It still happens again from time to time. But like I said, it's a very rare issue. But let's hope we get it fixed. So this phone has been a lot lighter. It's a little heavier, but it feels great in the hand. The body of the device itself, I feel like it's a more comfortable, more sturdy device to have. I am rocking a case and a glass screen protector. You gotta make sure it's protected because if you break this phone, it is expensive to fix. So be sure you get protection on your device. Now this is a review, this is a phone, so one thing I want to touch on real quick is the call quality. I have had no issues with the call quality on this device. It is crystal clear anywhere I go, except for at work, probably because I'm in a metal building. Other than that, the phone works great everywhere. The speakers and speakerphone on this device are insanely loud. Seems like they're a little louder than last time. With the stereo speakers on this device as well, they've upped the sound coming out of it, so it is fantastic. It is loud, crisp, to the point, no issues with the speakers or call quality on this device. Battery life is the last thing I'm going to touch on really fast here. Battery has been a lot better. They say you're getting about an hour longer battery life than the 7 Plus did, or the 8 Plus even, and I have found that to be right on par, if not a little less, from a day-to-day operation on the phone. I get up for work at 3:30 in the morning and I pull my phone off the charger at that time, and then I usually don't put it back on the charger again until about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night when I lay down for bed. Occasionally throughout the day I'll throw it on the charger in the car for a second, even though it doesn't have to be, so that might help my battery extend itself a little further. But I am ending up from 100% at 3:30 in the morning to about 8% when I go to bed at night. So it definitely will get you through a full day of operation, whether that's texting, email, social networking, watching videos, making phone calls, playing around with the applications, the animojis, making calendar tasks, anything like that. It's definitely going to last you throughout the day. Overall, guys, I really love this phone. It definitely feels like a device from the future. It's definitely something I'm going to stick with. I do not want to go back to the old style iPhone for any reason with the home button. So if Apple does plan to re-implement Touch ID into the device, let's really hope they can get it underneath the display or even on the back of the phone. I'd be happy with that, I think. Alright guys, I'm going to call it quits here for the review. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Give me that thumbs up. It's much appreciated. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. Tell them all about the channel if they want to find out more about any new devices coming up. Leave a comment down below. I'm going to try to get my hands on some new stuff, especially with the holidays coming around. I'm going to have some tips videos, some stocking stuffer videos. So go ahead and check it out. Make sure you're a subscriber down below, and I appreciate your love. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys in the next video.